Hey guys, what's up? Today we're going to be talking about something that not a lot of people know about in the game, and it's how to find your resources and how to find them really quickly. And as the title says, find everything in 2 minutes or something close to that. You're going to be able to find all your sheeps, all your birds, and all your instant, like the resources near your base very quickly. A lot of people struggle with scouting, so we are going to be just going over a couple of basics and a couple of tips and tricks. Not a lot of people know about it. I think if you ask a couple of top players, they might know the gist of it, but not the exact way how to do it. So we jump into a game. It's replicable. You load up whatever map you want. For this example, we're going to be taking Arabia, and we're just going to spawn right into the map. So for the sheeps and the starting villages, your 4 sheeps are always going to be spawning in your vision. So you're going to be using your scout to pick these up. Sometimes they might be given to you. All 4 of these will be given to you, and sometimes you'll have access to at least one of them. But more often than not, there's always just going to be one sheep that is going to be in your vision. And the way we want to scout to look for other resources is you want to keep a couple of tiles away from the circle of the town center. If you go into your settings, go into the game and enable building range indicator. I have it on always show player color on building range indicator. If you want to have the color be personalized to whatever color you've picked in the game, that's also one way of doing it. I just like it for a more referential thing. But enough of that. You basically want to use this as a guide. Leave a couple of tiles from that, like 5, 6, 7, 8 tiles from that, and scout in this circle. The reason we want to scout in this circle and not and leave a little bit of space between the TC's maximum range and a couple of tiles from that is because none of the resources that are going to be collected are going to spawn in this circle. So leaving this little bit of area in the black is actually beneficial for you, because you're not wasting your time scouting this area and not looking for your resources. To look for your resources, we just want to find them as quickly as possible. So if we cut down on our scouting time, we're going to be able to find them. And if we don't find them in this circle, because none of your resources spawn in this circle and this is consistent, we're going to be able to find our resources. For the sheeps, we already found all 4 of our extra sheeps. I got lucky in this one, but the thing I wanted to actually find was one of my boars or my rhino or my elephant. In this case, we have a rhino, and the thing I want to explain when you find your rhino, which is always just going to be 5, 6, 7, 8 tiles away from this maximum distance of your town center, is the boars and the sheeps are equidistant to the town centers. So as in this example, you've already seen that the sheeps are going to be in the same circle, and that still applies for the boar. And if you go for the complete circle, you'll see that in the example. And see, we found the second boar, and as you can see, it's exactly the same tiles away from the town center, and they're always going to spawn in the same circle. And for the sheeps, what you want to do, in this case, we were pretty lucky that we found our sheeps really close to the boar. You want to increase the distance of your scout a little bit more. It can be maximum 10 tiles even if it's on the extreme end. It's very based on how the maps might spawn, but if you keep that in mind and always make sure that it's at least a 1 to 10 tiles from the boar, you should be able to find it. Sometimes it's more than 10, but that's very rare. So this might not look like much, but if you use all these concepts while you're playing in the game, I can just jump out of the game, actually load up another map. It doesn't have to be the same map, so that you know that like I'm not loading into already scouted map. So I find 4 of my sheeps immediately, and I go look for my boar. I leave a couple of tiles away, and see, I kind of found, I got lucky, I could hit it in the first try. But to find my second boar, I'm gonna just use my first boar as a guide and continue down the same circle, leaving a couple of tiles, and I found my second boar. So this is like already under a minute, and I'm not even using my sheeps to find my sheeps, and I'm also taking a lot of pauses, so it might even be faster for you guys. So again, using my boar as a guide, I increase the distance from my elephant or the boar in this case, and continue down in the circle. Again, it might be in the same circle as the elephant, and it might be at least 10 tiles away. So I'm leaving a little bit of distance between this to have an efficient way of scouting. I'm gonna complete the circle. Looks like it's not in the front. They might be spawning in the back of my base. I'm gonna use Scout's intelligence to have it path around correctly around this forest. Most of the time that's an issue, but yeah, see, I found 2 of my sheep, and it's like a little bit more on the extreme end of where the sheep might spawn. That's like closer to the 10 tile range. But if I find 2 pairs of my sheep, and it's 2 minutes, I'm taking a lot of time to explain this, and it's still like 2 minutes game time, but this is 1.7 speed. So 2 minutes 30, I'm able to find everything by just using my scout, not using my sheeps, not using like anything other than like just my starting scout, and I'm able to find all of my resources, just keeping these small tips in mind. And for the last tutorial, just as an example on how to do it like in an actual game, what this might look like, I load into the game, I use my scout to look for my stuff, put my sheep under the town center, put my villagers to work, and a cheat code for you guys, you actually don't have to use the scout to look for the boars. You can use your sheep to look for the boars, because you know exactly where your boars are gonna spawn, and you kind of know where your sheep are gonna spawn if you increase the distance to the maximum outside the range of the town center. So you know your boars are gonna be in this circle where my sheep are, so I already hit my boars with these 2 extra sheep that I'm using to scout. I could be control grouping them and using them in this manner, so if you guys are really comfortable with doing that, go for it. Found 1 pair of my sheep. I'm gonna use these guys as well to get like a couple of black spots. I can scout to the edge of the map. And my last pair should be around in this area or in the back. I doubt it's gonna be in the back, but for most of the time it's gonna be over here. It's a little bit over 2 minutes, but I am very comfortable knowing that I'll be able to hit my sheep. So that's a little less than 2 minutes 30 seconds, but you get the gist of it. Kind of a little bit of false advertisement, but this was like, again, very quickly, very fast. It's just to get how to find all your resources in 2 minutes. And that's my tip of the day. And I'll see you guys in the next video.